All right, hello and welcome back to Adventures in Asphodel, session 12. We are live. We're starting full session. We have game going now. We did a little fun, silly little player recap right before this started, which was fairly accurate but fairly panicked. If you want to see stuff like that, come hang out with us live on stream. But the recap of last session as follows for YouTube side. The parties reinvestigated the mentor of the missing mayor's child, uh, and Kinza, her name is, and very quickly continued to investigate the chair situation, spending a good amount of time trying to understand what was up with the chair before one of them finally saw through the illusion and mental effect that was happening around the chair and found the tutor tied to the chair in the middle of the room as the false tutor reintroduced himself and informed you that this tutor had sold Kinza essentially to one of these groups that they believe is around, and suggested working together would be in your both of your best interests because you want to rescue the girl, he wants to get to the vault, he also doesn't really like that the child was sold, and it was generally agreed that you would work together to try to foil this cult's machinations. You then split two different ways, with Lynette and Astrale going to investigate the scene of the first attack, the more subtle scene, to figure out what was going on there. Lynette and Astrale found a rune carved into a building, which Lynette was able to interact with somehow, also causing Lynette's mark on her forehead to burst into brief sparks, and causing the rune on the building to light on fire. They then noticed that somebody was watching them very closely, noticed that they were seen, and took off running. They chased after, and we left off with them having backed that figure into an alleyway and attempting to restrain them, though they seemed nimble enough to avoid most of the attempts to grapple them. On the other side, we had Charlie, Emin, and Redacted, who made their way to the mines as a potential entrance into said vaults, and because it had been brought up several times, as a potential adversary for the mayor whose daughter Kinza had been taken. They found that the mines were essentially abandoned, with several cabins around it being boarded up, somewhat vacant, until the last cabin they found a number of different children from varying races, varying species, hiding there. Talking to them, they found out that their parents had been taken by a large armored individual with a massive sword on their back, as well as several robed figures who had forced them to go down into the mines for whatever purpose they might have had. The party decided to take the lift down into the mine, causing it to make a massive amount of noise and echo around the mine shaft, and then immediately decided that that may not have been the best idea, took the lift back up, and then waited to see if they had been caught. Finding out that they had somewhat been caught and they had alerted the cultists or bandits that may have resided within this mine at this time, they prepared and began to evacuate the children after realizing that their safety and stealth had most likely been broken at this point by this action. Redacted used acidic dragon breath to burn through the chains of the lift that was carrying up these cultists, managing to drop it, assumably killing several of the cultists. But glancing over the pit briefly, there was some large hulking figure and the sound of grinding claws into stone, grinding metal, as something began to climb up the side of the shaft. Redacted then decided that it may be best to book it, having backed up several around 10 feet, narrowly avoiding a dexterity saving throw against a giant spear that slammed into the ceiling. That very much could have punched a hole through him. It was decided that running was the best option. Charlie, Emin, and Redacted grabbed the children, took off, only glancing behind to see the entire camp, the entire mining camp and cabins, burst into a pillar of fire, likely reducing those buildings to ash. With the solitary figure of this giant armored individual standing backlit by this flame that it had conjured. And we pick off with Emin, Charlie, and Redacted running through the woods, heading back towards town, assumably. But I want to pick up with you two first. Anything specific that you guys are doing?
Mm,
Floor is
I'm
now
just full
effectively
drinking.
yours.
Who, as in Astrale Lynette, or
No, as in Redacted and Emin.
oh, that's okay. Got it. I don't know. I think we're just still like checking behind, making sure we're not being followed. We're kind of just trying to get back to town. Think.
Just booking it straight back there?
Yeah, man. I think we're scary.
Yeah.
Are there any dialogues that you two share as you're running? Charlie would probably be focusing on carrying these children considering he's not very strong.
I thought just take periodic check-ins with the kids, if any of them are, keeping pace, maybe rotating which kid is being carried and trying to
Making
make
sure that they are not getting worn out or keeping them quiet enough that you can't be tracked and such.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Did
Well,
we do a stealth check already?
I don't believe you did. Would you like to
So we're kind of just
drop the speed and make a stealth check?
no.
No, yeah. I think we're speed for now.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Is there any point in which you will?
I don't think so, because the thing's behind us.
Yeah,
So
you're some ways off.
yeah.
I'm just worried about leading it back to the village.
Yeah. We'll definitely keep the I keep looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
How far behind is it?
Oh yeah, but
You
if
had
we
previously
like
seen it standing at basically the edge of the camp, right outside the gates, as the entire camp burst into a pillar, like a literal pillar of fire. Um, Roll me a perception check, either or both of you.
well, if you're offering for both of us, might as well.
Perception.
What's up, phone? We're on it today.
You certainly are.
I got a 12.
To be fair, this is a giant hulking armored figure.
True.
You are fairly confident, Redacted, that though there is a lot in your face, you're running into several like twigs and trees as like branches are a little bit hanging low and you're getting like those leaves. This doesn't bother you too much because of your eyes being not squishy.
My head being metal.
And being metal. But you're fairly certain that you are not at least being closely pursued. They're not within sight. You can't, like, you can definitely hear something moving off in the distance as if it's bound, like, running to try to catch up with probably tracking you guys. But it's not within a danger range as of yet. Emin, you can't see shit. You are focusing on running. You're getting smacked in the face by like twigs and leaves, and it does bother your squishy, normal non-metal eyes. Managing these children is difficult.
It's true, man. Let that be a lesson. Use protection, kids. Um, it seems we have put distance between us and it. It may be best to guys, art tracks as we approach the town. I echo your sentiment.
All right. Yeah, let's do that.
Do you guys want?
Especially as we have the benefit of this trees. Yeah, to you too.
Did you guys want to attempt stealth, or are you attempting a survival track to mask your tracks for a period of time?
I think we're gonna mask tracks because we're not trying to hide
Yeah.
from anything in like the immediate, but
Yes,
we
but
do
you're trying
want
to
to.
obscure
We're
its
not
ability to
throwing.
track.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Uh-huh.
Uh, any plans on how you would like to do that?
Um. Ooh. Ooh. Um. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Um. Oh. Oh. Never mind. No, it's not prepared. I can't just put them all on Tensor's floating disk.
Ah,
Tragic.
shame.
Um. Let it be known, plan would have been great, but sadly, prepared spells moment. Okay. No. I think.
Is it in your spell book?
Yeah. Yeah.
You are a wizard with
Oh,
the
it's
keen mind
ritual. It's
feature.
a ritual. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Do I
was
still have
going
my?
to say because you have keen mind, I would allow you to make an arcana check to cast the spell.
I
But
don't
it's a
have
ritual
my.
spell, so
Wow, we would need to spend 10 minutes.
which is the question. Is it 10 minutes for this for casting it without a spell slot, or is it just 10 minutes regardless?
Uh, it's without a
Rituals are
spell
weird.
slot. Ritual casted, it would be the action plus 10 minutes, so it'd be 10 minutes and 6 seconds if we're being
Right.
really poetic about it.
So I would allow it because it is in your spell book. It is a ritual spell. Casting it would cost a spell slot if you wanted to cast it as an action. I would probably do a rudimentary, pretty low Arcana check if that's amenable, or you can spend the 10 minutes.
Yeah. Let's try and get it not with. Let's try and not waste 10 minutes.
Sure.
Hooja! Really, really. So for those viewing at home, with a +6, that's a total of 10.
So the lucky thing, when I said rudimentary, very easy Arcana check, I did mean DC 10.
Beautiful. Ooh, beautiful.
So that does succeed. Please mark off the equivalent spell slot as long as you have it.
Yeah.
And you will cast Tensor's Floating Disc.
Awesome.
How much can that carry?
Hibida, 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 hibida. Give me a sec. My computer has betrayed me in my time of need. Aha. A circular horizontal plane of force, 3 feet in diameter, 1 inch thick, that floats 3 feet above the ground in an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range. The disc remains for the duration, 1 hour, and can hold up to 500 pounds. If more weight is placed on it, the spell ends and everything on the disc falls to the ground.
Okay. So I will say, because of the number of children, you definitely can't get them all. But 3 feet in diameter is a good amount of space. I don't have a measuring tape to check that with, but
Can we get all of the kids that are running on the disc? And so it'll just be me, Emin,
yes,
Charlie
you could
on
get
the
the
ground
two
with,
teenagers on the disc for sure.
okay. Can we
Comfortably with
also
enough
get
room for another, honestly.
can we let let Charlie take a load off then?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're struggling.
As I recall, actually, with that in mind, 2 of them are running. I believe there were 6 of them in total, right?
Yeah, sounds right.
2 of them are running. Emin was carrying 2 of them. And I think you were carrying the other 2? 3?
There's, wait, let me see, 7 of them. 7
7
kids.
of them.
Yeah. So then
I was carrying 3 of them.
2 running, me and
Right,
Emin had
yes.
2, Charlie had 1.
Emin had 3, you had 2, Charlie had 1.
Emmett had 3?
Yeah.
Nah, maybe it was
Hell yeah.
2. 2, 2, 1. Nah, I think it was 2 because 2 of them could run.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That sounds more correct. So Charlie would put his on the disc, and if either of you wants to put one of your kids on the disc, I'd say there's probably room for 2 more.
I mean,
You
I'd
could at
rather
least
be
get the.
carrying, especially if we're gonna have to
That's fair.
cover our own tracks. It'd probably be easier to be carrying one child.
Sure. Um, the 2 other runners are going to get on the disc at least. I think that actually probably about fills it up with them being teenagers and such.
Okay. So how many? So the two teenagers.
2 teenage. I would imagine one of them's probably around like 140. As I recall, one of the older ones was a dragonborn. Um, if I'm remembering correctly. I think
Yes.
the other elder one was something that I don't remember specifically, but would I think if it's
Demi-human?
Who's a dragonborn?
there was a dragonborn, and was it the shifter that was
I think so.
Yes.
okay. The shifter probably would not weigh as much. Because they're still a teenager, they haven't fully come into themselves yet. So that's probably going to be around 300 ish with the 3 of them. Size wise, 3 feet. That's a little less. Sitting. You could probably fit one more.
Leaving how many children needing to be carried? 2 or
Uh,
3?
so right now, Charlie has removed his carried child. Um, you have 2. Emin has 2. The 2 that we're running are now on the disc. So one of you could put one of your children on the disc.
Mm.
If you want to put one down, I got.
I would. I will nod. Um, Other funny thing about Tensor's floating disk.
Mhm.
The way Tensor's floating disk moves is it's immobile while within 20 feet of me. If I move more than 20 feet away from it, it follows so that it remains within 20 feet of me.
Fair enough.
So
Just
they're
lagging 20 feet
20
behind.
feet behind us, which
That's crazy.
is unfortunate. But it's,
I'll stay with the disc
it's better
then.
than it was.
I mean, you could always have somebody in the back to cover up the tracks from that.
Yeah, I'll stay in the back.
Okay. Cool.
Charlie, considering he's not here, will not be able to take actions. But
Well,
if
it
one of
shouldn't
you,
leave tracks because it floats 3 feet
yes,
above the ground.
but the 3 of you are leaving tracks,
Oh yeah, word up.
I
so
will fly.
you will fly. Okay, 2 of you are leaving tracks.
Yeah.
Does somebody want to attempt to cover those tracks? Charlie will help, but cannot do it himself because he's not here.
I think if you're flying, it'd be better for you to cover the tracks because you're not making tracks yourself.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I
Whereas
got you.
I'm unfortunately like 300 pounds of metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, word up.
Okay.
Um,
To do so, to cover those tracks, Emin, that would be a survival check.
can I be trying to
Mhm.
step lightly, however futile that is?
I would say, given your weight and given that you're not moving stealthily, I don't think there's any amount of lightness that you could step while moving at a continued fast pace. If you want to slow down, sure. But
Um,
continuing at
I
this
mean,
pace, probably not.
do you think it wise to slow in favor of being harder to track?
Mm. You said he's still pretty far behind us?
I do not see him.
Hmm.
If we keep
How far are we
a
from
go
the
for it.
town?
I believe you
Has
guys
it?
had traveled an hour and a half ish to reach the mines. You haven't been running for too long. Probably, I'd say maybe 15 minutes before you start considering diverting your tracks. Well, that's actually up to you. How long did you run before you started trying to cover your tracks?
I feel like we'd be a bit closer to the
Yeah, like
town
maybe like
where we
half an
started.
hour of running.
Half an hour of
Yeah.
running? Sure, that's fine.
If we're still an hour out, then I'd say maybe keep the pace and just
Mhm.
hope we can
Maybe slow it
cover
down
our.
like the last half hour.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's on the other guy's side, probably a safe assumption that we're heading towards the town. Like covering our tracks is great, but
Yeah.
it does seem a fairly logical conclusion.
Yeah.
If they were to
I
put
just don't know
that
if he's
together,
I
if
mean,
he
yeah,
knows where
which
the
is
town is, if
covering the
he's been to
tracks is
that
still good.
town.
Ooh, so maybe like 45 minutes out from the town. So it's maybe harder for them to put that together.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that. I think that's a good balance.
that's fair. All right, sure. You begin covering your tracks about
Oh, dude, and this is
45
perfect.
minutes out.
This loading disk is it lasts an hour, and we're about an hour out. This is killing.
Perfect. All right, so
Let's see.
could I roll a survival check?
Yes, for covering the tracks.
Okay.
And Emin has advantage because Charlie is helping? Question mark.
Yes, that is accurate.
Beautiful.
Let's go. Oh, no, for
Um,
sure.
so here's the funny thing. I rolled 2 rolls.
We saw that. It scared me.
One of them
Mm-hmm.
was for its intelligence check,
Oh,
and the other was for its tracking.
oh.
Would you like to guess those rolls?
Oh
I'm
God.
gonna go. The intelligence was really good, and then the tracking was really bad. Because
How
if the
good do
intelligence
you
is really
think?
bad, I don't think you would have rolled the tracking.
How
I'm gonna
good do you
go.
think?
Oh, did you nat 20, nat 1?
Yep. Literal
Oh, I can't
opposite
stop. We can't
ends of the
stop winning.
spectrum.
We can't stop winning. Wait, sorry. I want to take that
But
back. That's way too much confidence for half an hour into the session.
I
I
will
take
say,
it all back. I
cinematically
apologize.
speaking,
I
there
take it all
is a
back.
point where Red, you do hear footsteps in the distance coming the same direction as you.
It's terrifying.
The large, heavy thudding of something moving the general direction. Uh, you also would likely be aware, from what I believe Baz had said before, that these things are faster.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And judging by this one's speed, it is going to catch you eventually. If it were to, it doesn't. I will say this: it doesn't know where you are. It knows where you're going.
Mm.
What would you like to do?
I mean, I just don't think me, Emin, and Char can turn and stand on this thing. And
Oh
if
yeah,
we
no.
get back to the town, oh, then we just fucking demolish this town further.
I mean,
Well, it
there's not
sounds like
much
he
left
already
in
knows.
town.
Sounds like he already knows where the town is. Like he knows where we're going. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I say we just book it, and then at least we'll have more people to help us. We do need to take a stand.
Am I able to? Are we able to guess if it'll beat us to the town, even if it doesn't find us along the way?
It likely would beat you to the town.
Oh shoot.
Judging by its speed is higher than yours. You can tell by the fact that it's gaining on you.
Mm-hmm.
It will, if it didn't see you, if it were to go to the town, it would likely pass you.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, jeez. Goodness gracious. Save the orphans, stick the murder machine on the town. Oh lordy.
What you
Um
think?
hey, I think is there any like neighbor not like is there any neighboring infrastructure like a farm on the outskirts of town perhaps that's on the way?
There isn't a lot of farming. This is a fishing town. There is uh, some of it, not much. Uh, but yes,
If we can drop the kids off at a farm and then book it to town to rejoin our friends who at this point will be fighting this thing. That
Yeah.
isn't the worst thing.
Yeah.
Um, I think we'll make that the plan.
Yeah.
if you'd like.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that will be the plan.
There's the plan.
Okie doke. 1 second. I want to check something just because I'm curious. I'm doing math even though it's gross.
Now hold on, math isn't gross. Let's be reasonable here. Math is
Yes,
kind
it
of sick.
is.
No.
No, no, it's terrible. It's awful. It's
Math is
great
so
whenever I don't
boring.
have to do it. That's why I make programs to do it for me.
Guys, I love fractions. I can't even lie.
Um, let's say commonality. I'm trying to think of how I would do this. Let's just do this. Let's say you guys were sure. It would take, judging by the speed, it would take around damn, that's actually not that much. It would pass you very quickly. It's far enough behind that it won't catch you, but it would pass you very quickly. You guys are heading towards a one of the outskirts towns to drop off the children, you said?
Yeah, yeah.
I just did 2y equals mx plus b line plots with your speeds to figure out
Oh
how
yeah.
much.
Slope, baby.
Slope, intersect.
Love that.
It would be 10 turns, apparently.
Wow. Wow.
Go figure.
A minute.
Probably a little bit more than that, because distance
Oh, a
isn't
minute?
exactly the same. I'm gonna say it would probably be more like 2 because you had a head start, but
Okay.
surprisingly not that much.
Woohoo.
So that being said, it will pass you before you get to the town, even the outskirts.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to deal with that one.
Yeah.
What would you like to do about that?
I continue with the plan. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think we can confront this thing until we have secured these children.
Because even if we did a straight shot to the town, it'd still overtake us. Yeah.
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 But are you guys going to continue running and hope that it doesn't get behind you, or are you guys going to split off and hide for a moment?
Well, is it coming like right at us, or like is it passing us but not tracking
You
us well?
hear it, and you guys are moving at a rapid pace, which means that you guys are visible if it were to be within sight.
Okay,
It's
maybe
coming
we'll...
up on when it could pass you at this point.
And we have been covering our tracks so far as
You
best
have
we
been
can.
at this point covering your tracks, yes.
Okay.
But it's also assumable that given that you weren't covering your tracks at the start, though its tracking has been bad, it still probably knows the general direction you guys were going, given that it had a while to follow you.
I mean, but
It's not
on our
it's
end, we
not
just kind of
tailing
switched
you.
directions. No, we kind of switched just recently-ish from going straight to the town to somewhere in the outskirts.
True. So it wouldn't be directly behind you.
I
It would be a good amount of ways off, but if you're still moving at a quickened pace, it could still potentially, it would come down to a roll on its part.
I mean, we can slow down for a bit until it passes us too.
That is an option.
I say, if anything, just let it follow us to the outskirts then, because then it's not in the main village, and then we
Yeah,
just.
but then it's still coming after the three of us and these children.
Oh right, that's
and
not as
and
fast then.
yeah, I think we need to not have the children with us when we confront this.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
That is probably wise for the sake of keeping children alive.
Dude, and that's the goal, all right?
And that is the goal.
Everyone in the town, well, most people in the town are like adults and they've lived their lives, okay? Median age in medieval times is 26, guys.
It's fine. They can live.
They got it, it's fine.
They got it.
It's about protecting the future, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, I think, yeah, we slow down, maybe even stop as it gets really close, and then continue on our path.
Okay.
Okay.
I would say make me a stealth check. Because one of you is flying, and the disc and your at its shit roll, I will give you guys advantage on this stealth check.
Sick.
We both
I'm
roll?
looking for just a majority pass.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So actually, I gotta go.
Wait, there is no way you both just did a 10.
Yeah, man. The disc has to like be able to do a check and has like a +8,
What the
right? It's a
fuck?
silent disc, right?
Can I ask for a redo? Because that's stupid that they both got a 10.
Can we do that real quick? Actually,
That's so dumb. It's like the last
Um.
session when we all rolled the exact same like 4 times.
Oh wait,
Well, on the bright
Charlie
side,
has a stealth check to
Charlie
make, right?
rolled
Oh,
really
yeah.
well.
Yes. It's my
period.
king.
Charlie rolled
My king.
like a 20 something.
And what about the kids who literally just have to be quiet?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Oh no.
They dropped a nat 1.
Okay, they dropped the
avoided
net.
For
nat
a
1.
what?
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Oh,
That's
they
good.
dropped. Oh, okay. I thought. Okay.
Okay.
For
yeah.
also a 10, but they have a modifier because of the disc.
Thank you, Tensor.
So a 14.
Ah.
And you didn't fail the stealth check. You just didn't pass.
Oh.
Oh,
Can they redo it? It's stupid that they both got 10.
No.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm made of metal.
It's okay.
That considered, though.
Hmm.
It was a ways off. You stop and pull yourself to the side for a moment. And there is a very tense moment as it maybe, even though it had not been going the same direction, you guys had veered off slightly. It did start charging back to town the quickest direction it knew, which did leave it somewhat close by. It is within eyeshot. There is a moment as you all Emin, as you push yourself into the tree line, this disc assuming getting pulled up into the trees as well. Redacted, as you try to hide behind a tree, motionless,
Yeah.
and Charlie perfectly vanishing into the foliage. As this creature stops what could not be like more than a few 100 feet off, within sight, fairly nearby, having, though not knowing your direction, gone somewhat the same way. It stops, looks around, pauses for a moment, and begins very, very slowly scanning the trees and looking around the different area. There is a moment as it looks directly at the tree that Red is hiding behind, before it looks back the other direction and begins running that direction. But during this period of time, Emin, you get a very good look at this thing, considering that you're up in the trees. It is a very large. It's taller than the larger of the two that you fought, the one that had been more injured. It seems more refined. Its armor it's the same design of like this dark gray, almost like dried molten metal, but more intentional. It is aggressively larger. Its sword is aggressively larger. And you see in its hand, just as it turns around and goes back the way it had come, what had previously been a large metallic spike dissolve into just grains of metal and fall to the ground, as it, having lost your tracks, for this period of time has given up. But you can tell this thing it is around 10 feet tall. It is massive in size for you.
Given up as in going back to the mine or continuing on to the
It
village?
appears it's not going directly back to the mine, but it seems to have given up on directly tracking you in any regard.
So has it turned around?
It's
Gone
going
back
off essentially towards the left right now. But it does seem to be making its way gradually as you're watching it. It gradually turns back towards the mine. But you do lose
So
sight
it's
of it
not
after
making
some
its
time.
way towards the town anymore.
No. It seems to have rolled an insight check, considering you could see it. Okay,
There we
thank God.
go. There we go. Gracious,
Um,
man.
You get the idea that there was a moment where it had considered it, where it had looked towards the town, considered going after the people within the town, going to get you there, before, for whatever reason, it decided not to, and instead has decided to search around a little bit more in the revolving area, and then headed back.
Interesting. I think we'd probably like stay in our hiding place until we were sure he was well without out of range.
All right. You do so. It feels relatively safe to make it back to town.
Once it's very, very safely out of eye shot, earshot. Yeah, I don't even want to be able to think about it. I'll make my way over to Emmett and Charlie and kind of out of earshot of the kids in like a little huddle. Given that the town is, for the time being, no longer in danger, shall we proceed back there with the children?
Yeah.
Understood.
And then I also give both of them the details of this guy's massive.
Bigger than the other two.
Yes.
This is good to know. And the making and dissolving the spear, that's the other two didn't do that, correct?
The other two had essentially pulled out like and formed fire. This one, it's more like it's definitely molten. It's definitely like there's fire involved in it, but that was a straight up metallic spear, not conjured, but constructed and pulled together. If you take any time to notice, as honestly I think you would, looking at the area that it had dropped, if that had taken your interest, there are still flecks of metal on the ground, like a pile of almost like a fine metallic sand.
Can I grab some of it?
Sure.
Cool. And then the other two needed like something to consume and make into the fire. Like they were picking people up and like making them fire, correct?
It didn't seem like they necessarily needed it, but in making bigger fires, it did certainly help. The idea of also flinging a burning human being at somebody did seem amenable to that previous one that had attacked Baz.
Yeah, bro, it's metal as fuck.
Yeah.
This one seemed more competent than the others.
Definitely. This one seemed more intelligent. The others seemed mindless. This one actively stopped to look around and almost consider. It clearly made a choice when it chose not to go further towards the town.
This may be the large sword-wielding figure that we have heard about before. The one that was part of the attack on Holden's house. I am starting to worry. Holden is at the bottom of that mine.
Oh.
But first, we must get these children to safety and likely gather the rest of our group. And
definitely.
whatever else we can gather.
Let's do it.
All right.
So we'll cruise on back. I guess.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
You cruise on back to town, having
My
enough
robot heart
time
stops,
to
okay.
safely make it back with your parade of kids that you have rescued. Knowing at least, though the status of the miners within there is undetermined, that you did save 7 children.
Woo! Let's go. Dub, dub, dub.
As you arrive back in town, knowing the general direction that the rest of your party went, where are you going to drop off these kids for now?
The mayor was like little help, correct?
The mayor was little help,
Yeah.
little help, and you are aware from your research and your investigations that he does seem to have an active conflict with the mines at this time. These kids have also badmouthed him already.
Who do we have in the town that's chill and hip? Do we have somebody? Oh god, I can't remember his name. Well, I can because I'm red. The guy who gave us this quest that I'm pretty sure died in the big fight.
Constable?
Who? What was that?
Oh no. Are you talking about the kid quest or the
No,
first
no, no, no,
master's
no.
quest?
The guy who sent us after the books in the first place.
Oh yeah, Constable. Or are you
Yeah.
talking about yeah.
Constable die?
Constable had
Oh,
been nearly brought to death, but had managed to get himself back up in a very heroic but wasteful moment as he then missed his next attack.
Yeah, no, I remember that. It was still
It was
lit.
very badass, and then
Thank God
not.
he lit. Okay. I think Constable's our most reliable person in the town that's not one of us.
Yeah.
Either that or the fake mentor.
Oh, the tutor guy?
Yeah, fake
Yeah.
tutor. Yakin. Um, we can also just hook them up with a room for now.
Yeah.
Tell them to stay out of trouble. Um, yeah. Anyways, definitely want to get to town.
Yeah.
Step 1.
Step 1, get to town. Step 2, money.
God, if it were that simple. Step 3, the big guy bursts into sparks and like pixie dust, and we don't have to deal with them.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're at step 3 now, right?
No, 100%. That
Okay.
tracks.
Cool.
Yeah, let me just give
Actually,
you
we're at step
5,000
4.
XP. Yeah,
Boom.
he just died.
Perfect.
So everybody gets
Boom.
5,000.
Dude,
We're
hey
actually at
guys,
step
that's why you
4.
manage your cholesterol. Heart attacks are dangerous, okay?
Heart attacks are dangerous. Gotta be careful about that.
Even fiery metal murder machines have cholesterol levels.
Don't even
okay?
worry about that, bro.
Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. But we'll cruise on back to town.
Sure.
And I think talk to Constable rather than the tutor.
Yeah, I don't really fully trust the tutor.
He did pretend to be somebody to get close to a kid, and not in like a weird get close to the kid way, but I still don't want him around other children.
So, Constable?
Constable.
Fair enough. So you make your way to the Alderleaf Trading Company. The he is in. They are somewhat working on helping with repairs at the time that you arrive there, with that being one of the buildings that had been on fire.
Oops.
But you arrive, and if you had asked for Constable, one of the stewards in the area would just right away, sir. It'll be right out. Just wait here.
Us and our 7 children. We're now off the disc now because it is probably expired.
Indeed.
And if they were on the disc, they'd be 20 feet away from us. So it's such an almost helpful spell.
Yeah.
It's a good spell. It's
It
just
also can't
sometimes
cross an
niche.
elevation change of 10 feet or more. So you can't use it to float over pits.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
it's such an almost helpful spell, man. It's kind of sick. Fun. Because technically speaking, during the part where we were just hiding from that thing, we were, it was me over here in the front, and then 20 feet behind me were the children, and then you and Charlie behind that.
Indeed.
It's nearly 30-foot caravan. Oh.
It would have been a caravan. Certainly. Constable comes out, looking a bit worn and ragged. He's bandaged from the wound that he suffered in the fight, still recovering, it seems. Thank you, for visiting. What can I help you with today?
Do you know what to do with children?
Pardon?
We have rescued 7 children from the mines, which also seems to be the holding place of the evils that keep attacking this town. But we are not parents.
Well, I assume you mean to have them put up somewhere.
Yes. Yes? Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We can have them found a place to stay for the time being, or cover an inn. And I will inquire with any of our staff or anyone around that might be willing to take them in for the time. What of their parents?
Their parents are minors. Their fate is unknown currently, although it is not likely.
Understood. We will try to make extended arrangements for them.
Thank you.
Of course. Please keep me posted on your investigation as it is. We haven't been able to put any force together to deal with anything yet, but whatever you find out, please let either myself or someone know, and we will do what we can to assist when the time comes.
There is clearly a force at the bottom of the mine. We
Noted.
have only gotten visual confirmation on one individual, a larger and more adept version of the metal creatures that have attacked.
I believe that it would be unfortunately wasteful to have my soldiers, my guard, go considering what happened last time. Do you believe that your group is capable of handling this?
Unclear.
I mean, it would be helpful to have more people, but
I
can see what I can do. I
When
don't believe
it
that my
reached-
guard itself will be of any personal use, but I can put out some word.
when it reached the top of the shaft, there was a very large explosion. I echo Constable's sentiment about our squishy compatriots.
Indeed, squishy, as you have put it. I believe it would be a waste of good lives if I were to send my men into this situation. Perhaps they can help in other ways for the time.
fair enough.
But if we can make any difference when it comes time, I will gladly offer them up to go after anything that you find. But I believe I'll put in some word as well to try to, if I can call for any aid from somebody,
Gondor, maybe?
if I can touch base with the academy, for instance, have them send a professor or one of their elite mages, maybe. I'm not sure if they'd reach here in time. I don't know the exact timeline of things, but maybe they'll be able to help.
Perhaps. Thank you for helping with the children.
Indeed.
I'll turn to my orphanage, to our orphanage, to the gang, to our squad. Get probably down on like take a knee here. Great work, you all. You have been brave. This is Constable. He will be taking care of you for now.
And what about our parents? Are they gonna be okay?
If they are alive, we. Yes.
Make a deception check.
All right.
I
Let
would
the
say
record show.
persuasion, but I think that was deception.
Let the record show. This is at a -1. That's an 11. Oh.
You can tell that that this Dragonborn child does not quite believe you, but he just nods.
I'll nod back to him and lower to more like, the others probably could still hear a little bit, but more just for the Dragonborn kid. Take care.
Thank you for rescuing us.
And I'll just stand up.
Eminence, you're putting down the rest of your children that you had been carrying. I believe there was a little leonin child, a little lion child that hadn't fully come into their hair. They kind of like hold on to your little, like, if I remember right, you have a sort of like oh, I'm blanking on the words. I feel like the best word is waist cape, like fabric coming down from your waist down with pants, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You just feel them reach up and grab onto it and just look up at you and just, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Like tussle their hair a bit.
Are you gonna be around again?
I'll be back to check on you guys.
Are we gonna
Make sure
be
you're not
safe
any.
here?
Yeah. We'll make sure you're safe.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll tussle their hair again.
They just kind of smile slightly. Just looking up at you with that like childlike wonder look. Yes, well, I hate to break up the moment, but I assume you have work to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. I'll make sure to keep you posted on where they're put up.
Please.
Come along, children. We will get everything sorted out. And until then, you can enjoy our break room and some lovely tea and food that we have in there. I keep some candies and chocolates in the back that came in from import. I don't think anyone would mind if any of that went missing. They all kind of follow after him, just like, ooh, candy, yay! Except for the older two that, as you are assumably heading towards the door, glance back at you, both seeming equally nervous and worried. But they do follow after.
I'm gonna give them like a nod.
The older of the two nods back at you. As they're heading to the other room, they stop briefly and do turn back to you, a bit more of a defiant look on their face. This is not the Dragonborn, but I believe the other older one. They just look directly at Emin. Beat that thing up for us, okay? You're gonna turn into scrap, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'll save you a piece.
Good. And they close the door, very, very much feeling like they had like a moment of confidence of placing their trust in you. And they head off.
to find the rest of our party.
Indeed.
Yes.
Though, at this point, it has been several hours since the rest of the party had been active. So we're going to, unless there was something else, flip over to them.
Yeah.
No, yeah, then we just try and go find the party. Go meet up with the gang.
Not again.
Hmm.
All right. Lynette and Astrel.
Yes.
We are going to cut to you over in the place that you are. But because we have been going for a while, we are going to take a very short 10-minute break. I believe I also heard Kay as well there, but hopefully Kay is here. If not, this gives them time. During this period of time, please feel free to grab water, hop into chat, say hello to any Pookies that might be lurking around, and when we come back, we might actually have a Charlie with us, because I have just been told that he is home. We are back. Hello, it's us. We're going to be panning straight over to the other side of the party. Picking up with Astrel and Lynette in the alley that they had chased this hooded, cloaked figure into. As they had attempted to grapple and restrain said figure, but said figure had managed to avoid being grappled and had pulled out a knife in response. The two of you. There's a very tense standoff with the two of you blocking the exit to this alleyway. This figure now being trapped in said alley, holding the knife in a backwards grip facing you, hood still pulled over their head, very clearly on their guard. What are you doing? Astrel and Lynette?
Oh, yes. Hi, hello.
That's
Sorry, my
that's
dad
you
came in.
two.
I know. Is that me? I
That's us.
didn't. Wait, that's me.
The sarcasm can't even be used because dead ass, you probably would forget that.
Also, to be fair, there was
my
a
dad just came in.
large silence.
No, I know. I'm sorry. My dad came in and told me that he put the dogs out for me
I don't
to
know,
bring it in a little bit. So,
It's pretty
My
average
bad.
silence.
he has a knife drawn on his, yeah? Right?
Yeah, he's holding a
So you
knife in a
said?
backwards grip. He's several feet back at this point, very much on guard. You guys had tried to restrain him, but failed several times, though he cannot
Yes.
get past you.
Yes. Awesome. I'm going to have my hand on my quarterstaff just in case.
Sure.
I'm gonna whip it out. My
Oh,
sword, that
wait,
is.
what are you whipping
yeah.
out?
my sword, not the other sword.
What?
Not
Which
a
sword,
full
brother?
minute
Which
on this
sword?
side of the party. Not any more than 3 minutes on this side of the party. And the sentence, "I'm gonna whip it out," has been uttered.
We know which side is the problem,
Someone has
guys.
to do it.
Does he look like scared or like angry?
It's hard
I
to
guess
tell
I should-
because he has a hood over his face.
Oh man. Okay.
But
Does he
you can
make
tell
any,
by
like,
his
quiver?
posture. I'll say make an insight check because I shouldn't give you
I
information.
Like,
I'm one
can we see
inside.
like a quiver in his lip or anything like that?
That is an insight check.
Great.
Awesome.
Which one of you,
You know,
that
the
should be very good at
rolls-
that is
Um,
not?
oh, we can't both roll.
You can both roll.
Okay, great.
The bad rolls are just continuing
Wow.
tonight. We're
Yeah,
just
no,
gonna continue
we're
on.
not gonna
Felix, this
live.
has been tonight.
Yeah.
Emin and Redacted had advantage on a stealth check, and both rolled 10s.
That's like last session with me, bro. I was fighting demons.
Yeah. Neither of you can tell. They're on guard.
All right. I'm gonna kind of put my hand out, like kind of in like a calm down kind of like motion. The one that's not on my quarterstaff. And we just want to ask some questions. And my first question being, why did you run? If you could answer that, that'd be great.
You're with those fire freaks, aren't you?
No.
No, we.
Leave me alone.
assume
I
that
don't want
you
any
were.
part of whatever you're doing.
Look, I just want to ask some questions.
I saw
Are
you
you
set
not-
that building on fire.
I did
Are
not
you-
set the building on fire.
Are you
Sorry,
not
guys.
part of the fire group?
What? No.
Then what are we running for?
You set a building on fire, then looked right at me and chased me.
That wasn't us.
Listen, you started
I
running
literally
first.
watched you put your hand on a wall and it burst into flames.
Oh, that.
And
Um.
you started running.
Well,
You
that
look
can easily
suspicious.
be explained.
Can it?
I mean, given that we're not the one setting the town on fire, I think that's easier to explain.
Oh yeah, that part can. Look, I don't know why this. She's gonna point to her forehead. Did what it did. I've never seen it do that before, and honestly, I was just looking around for anyone that might have any answers.
We figured you might.
Because you ran
So you
off.
chased after me?
Well, yes, you were running from us. How else are we supposed to get answers?
Not chasing after me.
Well, you weren't stopping.
Would you stop if two crazy fire people were chasing you?
Okay, I'm not a fire person myself.
That's racist.
That's also offensive.
You were next to
It
the fire
is.
when it started.
It's
You're a
fine.
fire person.
All right. Look, okay, to be fair, in context, whenever the fires were happening, I saw a hooded figure run around that corner, and then we turned around and there was a cloaked figure running from us very suspiciously down an alley. Do you see where the miscommunication happened there?
I'm seeing a little bit of how this could be misleading on both parts.
Can we put our weapons down and just have a nice conversation? Is that possible?
If you agree to stay away from me physically, sure.
I won't touch you.
All right, then.
I will
gonna
put away my
take-
sword.
A couple steps back, and as long as that is allowed, he will then sheath his knife.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my hand off my quarterstaff.
I'm gonna put the sword away.
We really did just chase a random person into an alleyway, didn't we? He ran so far, though.
Yeah,
he
that was
did
actually
also
quite
bound over a
impressive.
wall.
He was very suspicious with his running, okay?
Yeah, but it's not the best case for either of us.
It's
So you're not with the
yes.
fire freaks?
No, we're actually
No,
twins.
All right, then. How do I know you're not with them? This isn't some sort of elaborate ruse to kill me or take me captive or something.
do we have any indication that we're from the academy? We know that the instructors have pins.
There's badges when people graduate, but there are also insignias that you guys would have in your possession to indicate that you are from the academy.
Would like lanyards or something? That'd be really
It would
funny.
probably be along the lines of a badge or a crest.
Okay. Can I just whip that out and just show him?
You saw whipping things out.
Look, look.
Already.
Is that an academy badge?
Yes.
All right. from the academy, I guess. Oh god, what have I gotten myself into? Alright, I'll take your word for it then. What is it you want from me?
We were hoping that you would have answers to what's been going on around here.
I mean, I don't
Or have
know
you
about
seen
that,
anything?
but I've seen them fight the fire people. I saw one of
Who's
them put up that
them?
mark the other day.
Oh. Wait, so where did the mark come from?
One of them put it up.
One of who?
One of the creepy robed people that's wandering around.
Oh, and did you say that they're fighting the fire people?
Fight who?
No, I believe that it is the fire
What?
people that are.
Oh, I heard they're fighting the fire people.
Did
And
you
that's
have
all
a
that
stroke?
maybe.
It's
Possibly.
He looks directly at a stroke. Is our friend okay?
been a long day. There's a lot that we've gone through.
Had to process a lot, man.
It's true.
All right. Well, not fire people then.
Mm.
Got it.
Yep.
I saw one of them in that alleyway like a day or two before the town was on fire, and I thought it was suspicious, and then town burst into flames, and then I was coming back because I thought about it, and I was like, that was weird, maybe I should go look, and then I saw you lighting the building on fire, and I was like, well, that's not good. I should probably keep an eye on this and figure out if I can figure out anything about it. And then you looked directly at me and started yelling at me and chasing me. And I thought that
That was
maybe that might have something to do with all the disappearances around here.
disappearances?
Have you not heard? Oh, right. Yeah, Kat, you must not have been in town for very long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not surprised it's not like widespread news or anything, because it's rich folk on the other side don't really give a shit about us over here. But yeah, a bunch of people from this section of town have been going missing. Mostly the people that don't have homes to stay in regularly. A couple drunkards here and there. Some street people.
So it is a habit of people going missing.
Lately, yeah.
Mm.
Well, that's inconvenient.
My friend Todd
how
went
many-
missing the other day.
Oh.
I thought it was around that area, so that's what kind of jogged in my mind.
My condolences.
How many people do you think have gone missing since the beginning?
I can tell you it's more than 10.
More than 10?
I've counted about 10. I haven't really
Is-
been investigating it. I've just heard.
Is there any sort of pattern of people that have gone missing?
Not the rich.
Well,
Well, funny
Or
that you should
people with
say that.
homes for the most part.
well, now is the very rich. Hate to break it to you.
What, is one of them finally go missing? Is that why people are looking into this now?
The mayor's
yeah.
daughter.
Oh,
Ah, alright.
That's actually
Of course, it would
You-
take it would take somebody wealthy gone missing for them to actually do something.
how long has it been going on?
A couple months.
Couple months.
It was slow at first. And then it's a couple disappearances, every couple weeks maybe.
Hmm.
But
see.
it's been picking up.
Picking up.
Yeah.
So, more frequent. That's strange.
I heard that a couple people went missing a few nights ago. Not just Todd, but like a few other people that were around. It's
I'll,
generally kept to drunkards and street people, but people that people wouldn't look for, primarily.
Mm. Would you say that they happen around the same time as the fires?
I mean, the fires started the last couple of days, so no. But
Oh, okay.
I think a few of them went missing. Nobody, as far as I know, nobody went missing in the fires unless they're dead.
Oh,
So, oh man, I had a question that just went out my brain.
this is very odd.
Yeah, we had no clue that there were common disappearances.
In fact, in fact, I believe we asked before, and everyone said no.
Have you noticed any other symbols around, like the one on the side of that building?
Yeah, there's a few.
There's a few.
Yeah, I saw there's a couple around different places in the town.
Do you
Could you
think
possibly
you could
show
point?
us?
Yes,
Yeah,
that would be very helpful.
I mean, as long as you don't mind getting dirty for some of them.
We've had our fair share of digging through the mud.
Right. All right then.
Alright.
Well, follow me.
All right.
I'll take you to a couple of them.
Can I insight this dude to see
Sure.
if
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
he do be
Insight.
whenever he
Can we
turns around?
insight?
Can I guidance myself whenever he turns around?
I will remind you.
Oh, it's
Guidance
verbal, huh?
is verbal, and
Oh, never
also,
mind.
I believe has visual effects.
Can we?
Oh, well,
So
It's-
we
he's turned
can
around.
both
but-
insight, right?
It makes light at the very least,
Oh, okay. Never mind.
because
I
you're
forgot the
blessing
verbal
with
part.
holy energy, essentially.
Mm.
All right. Time to insight.
Well,
Ooh,
well.
Australia,
Ouch.
you trust this man completely.
I do. This is great, man.
Lynette, what are you insight checking? Just him in general, or the last thing that he said?
Him. Can I do both? Is both possible? As
It'll be two
like a
separate rolls,
general.
but sure.
The last thing he said, and then I'll roll again for like in general, if you want me to.
Australia for the 12. Australia is wearing fine armor with a very nice sword. With very neat, very kempt hair and very noble features. And just
Oh,
said,
fuck.
"We've dug through our fair share of mud." Thus the
Yeah,
right.
we got sponges, man. Sponges exist here. Listen, maybe we just clean ourselves. Okay. And then the other insight for like general, is this dude gonna murder us vibes, you know? Is he actually like the idea of it is general, is he actually going to take us to these other places?
Or is it the beginning of her
Or
trap?
like yeah. Hey.
Holy shit.
Hey.
That's a 19
Hey.
plus 6 for those of you at home. So
I don't like
you
how
get the
we
vibe
start
that he's
that.
guarded, and that he is taking you to the places that he is suggesting. Like he seems to be more focused on, all right, it's this way, we're gonna go that way. He's very much like he does seem to be leading you around.
Like to the marks like he said it was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It's by his insight checks aren't perfect.
Mhm.
There isn't anything right now that would lead you to believe he's walking you into a prepared trap.
Okay. Cool. He's still a weirdo. I like to keep my guard up just because he tried to hide and also jumped a fence like to get away from us.
Jumped an alley wall to get away from you guys.
Yeah, like it's kind of suspicious. He could have just been like, "Stop! I'll answer anything," you know. Just weird.
Those sound like the words of someone who hasn't been chased by armored individuals into an alley.
And listen, I'm being chased by an
Well-
armored individual that looks like Lynette and Estrelle, and I'm on my knees begging for my life. I ain't running anymore. I'm gonna
I
be like,
mean-
you know what?
Me
Come
personally, I'm not gonna make the joke. I can't make the joke.
Oh no. Whoa now.
Kay would be on her knees for a lot of things. What?
Mhm,
Damn.
mhm.
Along the same
I
lines.
mean,
Number
Astro
one.
whipped out what, twice?
Oh, my bad.
Oh, 100%.
I'm surprised
In
that
a
wasn't your
Astro
daddy.
did
heartbeat.
say whip it out twice.
Bro did say whip it out.
Yep.
I did.
My bad, everybody.
Wait. I just got it.
What?
What did you
What's
just
that?
get, Momo? Hang
Don't
on,
worry
Momo.
about
No,
it.
no, just wait. No. What'd you just get, Momo? Which joke did you just get?
Also, how do you say tiramisu?
Well, you just said it wrong too, so.
I know.
Tiramisu.
I feel
Is
like
that correct?
at this point, no. But I
I
feel
think
like at
so.
this point, we're all just
Tiramisu.
wrong. There's no proper way to say it at this point.
There's
Fuck
not.
this word. It's stupid. It's
It's tiramisu.
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 Yeah, tiramisu.
Tear?
No, tiramisu.
Tiramisu.
Yeah, tiramisu.
Her?
I think the only
You go
two correct
tiramisu
ways to
or
say it
tiramisu.
are
People say it's
tiramisu
tiramisu isn't wrong.
or
Tiramisu's
tiramisu.
technically right.
It's just where you put the
Tiramisu's
emphasis.
fine, but it's weird. I heard somebody say tiramisu, and I was like, "Get the fuck out of my house!"
Tiramisu.
No, I mean you were
Wait.
at one point saying it
Wait, did I not-
completely wrong though.
Did I not say wait?
Momo, yeah.
Tiramisu?
You
Wait.
go.
You add an extra
you
R.
go-
You say tiramisu.
Yeah,
I think-
yeah. I was trying to remember. This isn't
I
Dead by
think-
Daylight. What are you doing?
I
English
think
is
that
hard.
every single time she says that.
Yeah, me
English
too.
is hard.
It is. English is a dumb language.
I believe you, bro. Trust.
So hard. Like many other things. But anyway.
Yo.
Anyway,
On
VOD?
moving on.
Damn.
Any other way.
Moving on.
Anyway.
Anyway, so, you follow this individual. They lead you around several spots in the town. It's spread out. Several around the different outskirts of the lake areas, different housing areas, different like street lines. And then he starts heading towards the more populated part of the city, like the larger, nicer part of the city, the town that you guys have been in. Points to a sewer grate. We'll be going down there.
Oh, okay, wait. So all of them I want to touch to see if like it does the same thing.
You
I'm
feel the
Bro's
same
gonna
intrinsic
touches.
spark.
I feel the same.
I'm going to write down the location of all the places.
Do the places that have the mark, how many of them look already burnt?
None of them look burnt.
None of them?
None of them.
Not like the first one we saw?
That one wasn't burnt until you touched it and channeled energy into it.
Oh, I thought
Oh.
it was like the good half of the burnt
Nope.
place. Oh.
It was part. It
Well-
was in the wall, right where some of the fire had ended.
Oh, okay. I see.
But it wasn't
I thought it was like a
intrinsically
tart.
burnt by itself.
Mm. Okay.
Do the areas around it, all the other ones look burnt?
Around those buildings?
Yes.
No. Some of these
Okay.
areas are completely untouched.
Oh,
Okay.
do the things differ at all? Or is it all just like copy paste of like the same room?
mark. They're slightly
Okay.
different in like form because, you know, they're carved into a wall, so they can't exactly be like one to one, but they're the same thing. You can tell, at least.
What do you mean? They don't have a stencil?
No, they didn't bring a stencil.
That's kind of funny.
Are you hopping in the sewer grate?
I'm sorry, all I
Um,
can imagine. The stencil is just Lynette's actual forehead. They just kind of like
They just
Just kinda,
They've
like,
been
puts her head
kidnapping
on
it.
it.
They've been kidnapping Lynette in the night and slamming her forehead into walls and
They
being
just
like,
go bonk.
"Done."
This is horrible.
how far into the sewer is this? And also, how many is down there?
Well, are you going in first? He opened the sewer grate and gestured at it and said, "Well, hop in."
I'm asking before I hop in.
Oh. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't mapped it out, but there's some down there.
Insight. Pretty please.
Okay.
I won't trust this sewer, man.
That's inciting. Ooh.
I don't trust this dude.
There you go. I was waiting for it.
Oh well.
Rolling either persuasion or deception. Not gonna let you know what fun.
Oh wait.
He seems truthful.
Okay.
There's nothing currently that seems untoward, except for a look that he's kind of giving Estrell, like a smug look of just like, ah, yes, the noble going in the sewer.
Is this like a big enough grate to where I can like actually like climb down with the armor, or do I have to like?
You could jump down. It's like a full like pothole.
Oh, like I could see the bottom.
Yeah, there's also a ladder.
Okay. Cute.
How oh, go ahead.
No, you're right.
How do you know about the ones down here in the sewer? Do you frequent the sewers?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't
Shelter.
think that's a. Yes.
Shelter? Alright.
I mean, I definitely think fire versus water goes pretty. Yeah. Anyway.
And shit.
Well,
Oh.
yes, but
Mind the
yes.
smell. Alright, this way.
Does he go-
So
does
he
he go
kind of leads
down
you
with-
around.
Okay.
Only one of you has dark vision, right? Or do neither of you?
I do.
Okay.
I have
Uh,
60 feet.
Estrella does not.
I do not.
I'd
Nope.
also like to point out I am actively on guard, like
Mhm.
ready for like any weird noises or anything.
Sure.
Super
You're ready
aware.
to look.
I'm ready to be like, whatcha?
Sure. So
Mhm.
you continue in this sewer system. Probably about this time, the other side of the party has arrived in town and is heading to drop off the kids to the Alderwick Company, setting some timeline. You guys find yourselves in sort of expansive sections of the sewer system. It seems fairly large, and fairly extensive. He shows you it's a good amount of time walking from distance to distance of like, yeah, I found one in this chamber over here, and I went down that way for like 20 minutes, and there was another one down there, and then that one split off to go that way, and there was some more over there. And then I think underneath the fountain in the center of town, in that sort of water well area that's around there, there were a couple down there. And then some heading off further. They seem to be kind of all around.
As I'm writing them down, do I notice any particular pattern?
Roll me an intelligence.
Let's see.
And this would be history. I'll add that on.
Great.
Let's see what you got. 16. Not bad.
Is it enough?
You can tell that there is a pattern. You're not entirely sure what it is, because thinking over them and looking at the ones that you've written down, it's intentional. They seem about equidistant from each other. They're in different key places around the city that might be important, like under the town square, under the fountain, towards nicer portions of town. You can't quite make out what the why, but you can tell it's intentional, or what the pattern is, at least.
Then come take a look at this.
Okay.
She
I'll go.
or he assumably shows you their notes. You are aware of the same things. You can make a check as well if you'd like.
Okay. Which one am I doing? Intelligence?
It would be history,
History.
which is an intelligence-based skill.
Oh, well.
The emphasis on history is great.
I'm surprised that there was no guidance on that.
History.
Oh, well, he's still right there, you know? No. I
It's a
don't
little
want to
bit
freak him
different,
out. We're in the middle of the sewer.
but real.
Do you notice anything?
That they're. Wait, do I? Do I notice?
Nothing more than what Strel noticed.
There's a pattern. I think.
There definitely is. Just can't place my finger on it.
Truly, who knows?
Can I look like closer to see? Can I think a little harder?
You did already make a check on it.
Okay.
I would tell you that if you made another one, it would be objectively harder.
I mean, I can at least attempt. If
You
I
can
can.
try. I'll let you try. I'm just telling you, it's going up by a decent amount.
I must think a little harder. Can I guidance this one?
Sure.
Yay!
As
Hold
you
on, I
begin
need it.
guidancing yourself, hey, what are you doing?
Thinking.
It's descriptive.
Oh man.
Oh,
Well, not thinking hard enough.
I think it's perfect that he interjected for him talking.
He
Throws you off.
distracted me. That's not fair.
Not fair. You distracted me. No, guys, I swear.
I need perfect silence to think. Okay. And he interrupted my thinking.
You get some
forgive me, I
perfect
never.
silence for a second. Somebody dumps a bucket of shit down one of the fucking.
Ew.
Dang!
Just that sound of like smacking to the ground. Damn it!
Ew.
I lost my concentration.
Forgive me, I never got your name.
Fuck! I had it. There it is. It's Benjamin.
Benjamin?
Engine?
Benjamin.
How long have you lived in Lakalai?
All of my life.
Have you noticed when these marks started appearing?
I mean, a couple of months, maybe, for the disappearances, so probably around the same time.
Same time as disappearances.
I mean, I noticed the weird cloaked figures wandering around, and then I saw one of them by one of these marks, and I was, I figured they might have something to do with each other.
Anything else you know about them?
No, they're just robes and cloaks.
Can I
Have you talked
insight
to any
that?
of them?
Sure. No, I haven't talked to them. They mostly ignored me when I approached them. He sounds trustworthy.
Good enough for me. I know nothing.
I know nothing.
I know nothing.
Man. Anyway.
I feel like I've never seen a paladin that was good at insight checks.
Well, glad I'm not alone.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Listen, nothing wrong with it. You just trust people.
That's not great.
Hey, you can trust whoever you want to.
Fuck you, my first ever character that I actually played was a paladin, and he had a +8 to insight. Bitch.
I've
Anyway,
never seen a
continue.
paladin with good insight.
I will show you a picture of him. He's hot.
Anyway,
You said about 10 people were missing?
something like that. Probably more.
About 10.
I've noticed 10.
Hmm.
Less people in the sewers these days.
Do you ever see
Um,
more than? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking to myself.
Mm. Do you ever see more than one at a time? Like one cloaked figure at a time?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they shuffle around together. I've seen a couple of them.
Shuffle. Oh, no.
Keep
All
it
the
on the
out of character.
Slide
Oh
to the
my god!
left.
All the old people
Slide to the
of
right.
the town.
I mean, some
They're
of them
all
are a
part of
little
a cult.
weird and seem a little lost sometimes.
Did they perhaps do a
What?
crisscross? My bad. Anyway.
They just kind of wander, and I saw one of them next to one of these marks at one point.
Hmm.
Mhm. Okay.
When was the last time you saw one?
I don't know. A couple of days ago, before the fire.
Okay. Hmm. Well.
Um, hmm. Nah, don't remember.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you know anyone that might know a little bit more about them?
Probably anyone who's been taken.
Any idea where they might have been taken?
No,
And
none
how
at
are we supposed
all.
to ask them?
Probably wherever they were taken.
Yes, but if we
Mm.
don't know where they're taken, how can we ask them?
Well, I mean, you can't.
All right.
Mm.
I don't know what she got.
All powerful DM. Does the cloak that he wears look
Okay.
like the other guy's cloaks?
It's a black cloak.
Oh, so it's all generic.
And you
What
also
is he
haven't seen the
wearing?
people that he's talking about.
Ah!
Is he also wearing a black? Is this the same black cloak?
They're all
As
generic. It's like they all got it from Walmart or something.
No, his.
he's wearing a black cloak.
Yeah, of course he is.
All right. Hey, so
He's not wearing robes.
Whoa, now.
what else is he wearing?
Just normal clothes. He's wearing a cloak mostly.
Does he still have his hood on?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Come here.
All right.
Okay. I think I'm gonna look at my non-existent watch. Just be like, I think it's time for us to go group up with some of our friends.
Is there, before we go, is there any more of these markings around town?
I mean, there's probably some more. I haven't, like I said, I haven't fully explored the entire area. There's a section of the sewers that goes a little bit down further. So, probably. Might be some in there. I haven't looked. Gets a little old down there.
I'm gonna turn to Lena and be like, do you think it's worth checking out?
Maybe if we not to worry our friends and everything, maybe we should group up before we go all the way down there. In
Fair
case,
enough.
it collapses or something is a little funky down there.
True. It would be helpful to have more eyes.
Mm.
Thank you for your help,
Yeah.
Benji.
How do we get out?
Oh, yeah, there's a sewer grate right over here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Is
you.
there a place we can find you again if we have other questions? Or possibly a guide?
Probably not. But, like,
Okay.
if you see me,
Well,
I also don't
it's not
really
like
want to be involved in this.
it's not
Okay.
like we'll be able to recognize you anyway. Also, given that there are cloak figures wandering around, unless you're wanted, I wouldn't suggest wearing a cloak around. Makes
I
things very
live on the
confusing.
streets. Cloaks are standard.
Yes,
They
but
keep
we
you
wouldn't
warm.
want to have the same incident as earlier occurring.
You want me to freeze?
Maybe don't run from us next time, please.
I mean, I won't run from you next time.
Fair enough.
Well, no.
Thank you for your help.
Yeah, I mean, if you Find Todd. Let him know he owes me five coins.
5 coins.
We made a
Lovely
bet.
that that's the first thing on your mind.
He owes me money.
That is a big
I know
problem.
that's not something you have to worry about, but I do.
No, well,
Fair
I
enough.
understand.
Got any food?
I believe we have something on us. Do we have anything
have-
on us?
Anything
That's a
you
good
can spare?
question.
I don't know.
I have some rations, if you don't
I mean,
mind.
if I can have some, I'd appreciate it.
Of course.
Thanks.
I'm gonna give him 2.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
I'm glad to help out.
Can I-
with that.
If you
can I
need
get-
me to do something, I guess I could meet you somewhere.
Where?
Um, I guess just leave like a note at that alley or something, and I'll check every now and then.
I see.
Okay.
If you find out any more information, or if you see the hooded figures again, if you could somehow leave a note at the inn, that would be very helpful.
How how cheap is food here, would you say? Like in general in the town so
It's been a
far?
couple
Like-
silvers. A couple of
Couple
silvers so
silvers?
far.
How much is a cup?
And
A couple.
I mean, it's ranged.
Okay. Well, I mean, for an I'm sorry gift, I'm gonna give him 3 silver. Just like,
Oh, thank you so much.
yeah,
This
no
is a
problem.
lot. Thank you.
Yeah,
Gratefully
no
pockets
problem.
it.
I'm sorry for trying to grapple you.
I mean, it's
I already
alright.
subtracted it.
Thank you.
Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm gonna start walking off.
Sure.
Stay safe, and we'll see you around, I suppose.
For all intents and purposes, we're going to pan ahead. As you head out of the sewer grate, conveniently, somewhere nearby the Alderleaf Trading Company.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
directly outside of it, but kind of close. Just enough
Right.
that it's a coincidence. As the rest of the party exits the Alderleaf Trading Company. Party! You're back together.
I'm gonna be
Hi, guys.
honest. I don't think I got a rundown on what's happened.
You have not. Would somebody like
I
to
was sitting here
fill
for like the past
Charlie?
5 minutes, and I was like, I have no clue what's happening.
Recap time.
We took the kids to the Elder Trading Company. That's what I know.
Yeah, that's roughly your side.
Oh,
Basically,
damn.
yeah.
All right. Well,
That was
Oh, the guy
roughly your
isn't
side of what happened.
following us anymore. He was like he's bigger than all the other guys and more intelligent. And he was following us, but we hid from him, and he ended up going back to
Sled.
the mine. Yes. So now we're just dropping off the kids before we go back, and regroup before we go back.
Q. Wonderful.
Indeed. That is a thing that happened.
Do you guys come out with any of the kids, by the way? Are they all like inside?
They're inside at this point.
Oh, okay, cool.
We don't know about kids.
Though
We know nothing about kids.
probably. No, you wouldn't have been there in time to see that.
I would like to imagine they walk out as soon as like our head is just peeking out of the sewer.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Charlie probably leaves first.
Probably I would. Let's be honest.
Though
See ya.
you were very sweet to the kids. They kind of had their exchanges with Redacted and Emin before they all left.
Yeah,
so...
yeah. I don't know. I'm good with that. Charlie's like, I did my talking for the day. Bye.
Yep. Charlie heads outside.
Bye.
Starts like standing outside.
So I go.
Glances around a little bit. just that scanning the area, just like, oh yeah, there's some people walking through. That sewer grate's lifting up, and Australia and Lynette are coming out of it. What the fuck?
What is it? The sewer grate would lift up, and Charlie would just raise a brow at it. And see, Australia and Lynette. he would do this. He's gonna walk over and like slowly lift his foot to put his foot down onto the grate. He's very much letting them stop him, but he's making sure the point is there that he could step on it and just close it.
I'm gonna punch the gate up. I'm gonna punch the thing up.
Oh, you ruined my joke. What are you doing in there?
Long story short, runes, path, markings all over the town. They form some sort of pattern, but I can't figure out what it is. And I just show Charlie.
Well, good thing I don't know runes.
I'm gonna immediately he says that I'm gonna be like great, and then put it back away.
Charlie's like, bitch, I don't know. Who do you think I am?
We have
Uh,
red with us.
yes, there is
Red
a red
and-
with you.
Red and Emin are just inside.
Oh, great. I'm gonna start wiping, cleaning myself a little bit, kind of wiping my legs off and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Definitely some of you is dirty. The rest of you probably smells from being enclosed in a dirty space.
I was gonna say Charlie's probably gonna try and not make a face or anything, but he's trying.
What
he's
can you
trying
do?
to not show that he's affected by the fact they smell bad.
What can you do when your friends smell like sewer?
Not even sewer. Shit.
Yeah. At this point in time,
some
Redacted,
sewers technically don't smell bad.
As soon as I crawl out, I'm
everybody is back together.
Charlie.
Charlie just went outside. You saw him standing there as Estrelle and Lynette come out of a sewer.
He'll just he turns to Emin. Just turns back.
If that gets animated, whoever animates it, please make there a sharp robotic turning noise
Oh no, you gotta hit the stone shifting.
Yeah. Just slow turn to Emin, slow turn back.
Well, yes.
Oh, let's go see what they're doing.
Yes. We'll sidle on over to the sewer grate, as it were.
Party is back together. Some of them smell.
Not bad.
They apparently found runes all over the town. And
Red,
you can read those.
Well, one specific rune actually. Just gonna point to her forehead. Red, do you happen to know what this rune is?
I don't know what that rune is.
You've probably
Mr. DM.
seen it before, but you'd have to check.
Oh.
So just make me a Arcana check.
DM, man.
Mr. DM, do I know what that is?
Mr. DM, do I know what that is?
Yeah, 19.
19.
Wow.
That's pretty good. Based on your perfect memory and your knowledge and your skill in history, you would be aware that that is a rune that was in the book that you had read. Specifically, that one is the rune for enchantment. You did see it listed in a couple combinations for carving runes and applying them to different things.
The rune on your head is typically used in sequence with other runes. Did you say?
Okay.
Did you said you found runes aside from the one on your head?
Nope.
Yes.
Oh, did we?
Well,
The rune that you found was a joint rune. It looked like the one on your head, but more
Oh.
intricate.
Oh, it was.
As if there was something
Did
split
you,
off from it that was also added. Slightly different.
Estrella, did you draw it?
yes, I did.
It looked
I-
more like that.
And I'm going to give Red the rune drawing and also the pattern of the runes across the Bakalai.
The map that you made, the rough map.
The rough map.
I'm looking at this.
2 checks that you can make. Which one do you want to make first?
You didn't tell me what 2 checks they are.
The map check or the rune check?
Probably the rune check, because looking at the map of the runes probably isn't going to make much sense until I know what the runes are.
Sure.
Theory. Let's see if I have anything to help me out here. No, just my perfect memory, it seems. Arcana check, question mark?
Yes.
Hoota! 24.
I was gonna give you advantage, but I don't feel like you need it.
I'll take it for the next one if you want.
Nah. It was for this because you already knew half of the rune.
Damn. I'm so
Enchantment fire.
excited. Oh, that's horrid. That's fucking awful, actually. Guys, they've laid a rune bomb into this city. That was
What?
But guys, there's a rune bomb into the city. I've seen this episode of Castlevania. Oh god.
Not to alarm you guys, but there's a
Oh,
rune
that's
bomb into the
not-
city.
So where was this rune? And there's it's hard to tell with Red's voice, but there's what feels like robot worry.
A little bit of everywhere. She's gonna kind of refer to the map that Estrella made.
There's more that haven't been discovered, but this is roughly how they are.
Are
Oh,
they all the same rune?
It would appear to
yeah.
be.
Is there one nearby, Kyle?
Yeah, there'd probably be one like
Is this a
5
busy
10
area?
feet. It's like a somewhat busy area, but people are mostly people are walking around and like working on repairing. So you wouldn't be
Notice.
out of place just doing things.
Okay.
Also, not many people are going to question a bunch of people getting in the sewers. They might look at you and somebody might report you, but like a bunch of people. Hello.
Lame.
Oh hi. Jeez.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Speaking of people
Hello.
walking
That's my
around.
entrance music whenever I enter a Discord. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Speaking of people, as you're looking around who might notice you, you notice Baz coming down the street towards you, having come back from finishing working on several more inventions.
What is up, guys?
Baz, you see your party standing over an open sewer grate, holding a journal and what looks to be a map of the city with a bunch of markings on it.
Ooh, are we going down into the abyss?
Well, we just came from there, but yes.
Oh.
There's another abyss to explore.
Ooh. Always fun exploring abysses.
Where's the closest rune on this map?
It's not more than like a couple minutes probably down in there.
I'm gonna kind of just start walking.
All
I'm gonna go down there. I want to touch it. When we get there, I want touch and just show what it
So,
does.
It's a fast walk.
Yep. I feel like Redacted, honestly, I feel like you probably kind of just walk up to the sewer grate, the already open sewer grate, and just jump straight in. No ladder.
Oh, is the closest one in the sewers?
Yes.
Are they all in the sewers?
There are a lot of
No.
them in the sewers. They marked off a lot of the ones in the sewers. You do see that there are some above. I imagine Estrella probably would have labeled it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give them that they probably labeled that some of them are subterranean, some of them are surface level.
How close is the closest surface level one?
Oh. Last time they were on the surface was probably on the other side of town, like an hour away.
All right, down we go.
Alright.
I figured that would be the answer.
Just kind of step like Wile E. Coyote step off, open. Just
Whoop.
thank God I can't smell.
Yep.
Yeah. For the runes.
You all then head down in.
The
I feel like
moon.
whoever's right behind Red's already probably going at like a speedy pace towards the runes.
I'm going.
Once I land, I'm running.
I'm
I
going.
don't know if it's sprinting, but like I'm using my full 30.
Anybody
Oh,
moving
also-
not at full speed?
I also cast light on my forehead.
Fair. Then you guys would see the light heading down a hallway gradually as people go that way.
Wait, I. Wait. Oh my god. Wait. I could actually. I'm gonna produce flame.
All right. Yeah. You produce flame.
I remembered I have
as
that.
you go, which will allow for the other half of the group to see as well. And you guys all make your way over to the rune, I assume, unless somebody's not going in the sewers.
I'm going in.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody has said that they're not, so I'm going to assume everybody did. Y'all hop in the sewers. Red, you come to a rune carved in a wall. It's fairly large. It is the same rune.
I'm gonna start ritual identify.
Sure.
It's 11 minutes of my time.
All right. Y'all stand around in the sewers for 11 minutes. The last of you probably arriving towards the tail end. As Red ritual casts identify on this rune.
Red is also going to request that the produce flame spell be kept kind of away from the room.
Okay. Well.
Just 'cause not sure.
As you finish it, there is some time beforehand if anybody wants to say anything or exchange any words.
Anyone want to catch
Anybody have
Baz
anything
up?
they want to?
Or we just
Nah,
rolling?
Baz will find the context clues. I'll figure it out.
Is catching Baz up going to change things?
Well, I was just curious about what the other half went through. But
Baz is
alright.
just with the flow. He's that guy.
Are you asking what they did?
Might as well since we're walking.
Sure. As you're walking over to Red doing that, Emin and Charlie, you weren't there, so Emin, if you'd like to explain what happened on your side to the group that wasn't with you.
At the mines, or
Mm-hmm.
post mines.
Indeed.
Well, we were running from that guy. It turns out that he is huge. He's like 10 feet tall, bigger than the other ones. And more intelligent than the other ones because we ended up hiding because we didn't want to lead him to the town. And he made the conscious choice to like look around, search for us, and then go back to the mines instead of following the route to the town, which he knew where the town was or the direction we were going. Like the other ones weren't as competent as this one. Oh, and then what was the thing with his sword? He had a big sword.
Big sword on his
That was,
back.
like,
He was
molten.
holding a giant metal spear that he turned into dust after he was done with it. Which, if Redacted had told you, which I think he probably would have, matched the one that he threw into the ceiling and nearly took Redacted's head off with.
Yes.
Also the giant pillar of fire.
Yes.
And like truly giant pillar of fire.
Disintegrated the whole town basically.
Pillar
The
of
mining.
fire that like filled up the whole top level of the mine cavern.
Yeah. Blew up the camp.
Yeah. Would have vaporized children.
Would have vaporized children.
But it didn't. Shout out.
Shout out.
Lovely. It seems very eventful. I'm glad you saved the children. Or did you mention the children?
They haven't mentioned the children.
Oh, never mind.
What
You
children?
guys were
I'm not glad you saved the
I-
children.
Has anyone seen? Oh my god, what is his name? His friend.
Carver?
Our
Carver.
intern. Carver. Has anyone seen Carver?
He's helping out with the town.
No, in character. Like, has anyone see Carver?
Baz, you have. You were with him for a little bit.
Yes, I saw him.
Is he doing all right?
Just Andy.
He's been
He's
helping out with
Just
construction.
helping out, construction, rebuilding the city, putting in some good service to the community.
Champion of industry.
Okay. Sounds like he's having a nice time.
Yeah, getting a good workout in, construction, demolition, all that.
I'm sure that he's having a lot of fun with it.
I don't know. I don't know what he does for fun.
Apparently, community service.
At this point in time, Red, you had finished your identify.
Word up.
What are you looking for with this?
Almost. There we go. Lock. If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, how many charges it has, if any, you learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. The big ones out of that I'm hoping to gain some gleaning on is properties and how to use them, and which spell created it, possibly.
You are not aware of what spell would create this because it was made by hand.
Yeah, it's just carving.
However, it's not magical in nature because similar to the other runes that you had seen on some of the other objects that had been created, such as the doll, they're not filled with magic. They are just conduits for magic.
Uh-huh.
You do get the idea from the identify of how to use it, instilling any form of magic, or because of the identify, I want you to make an Arcana check as well.
Okay.
You want high.
Boom! Fire! 19.
That's high enough.
Okay.
You get the impression from tapping a little bit of magic into this, a little bit of your arcane ability, just prying, like probing it. This is connected. These are not single runes.
Mm-hmm.
And utilizing it does not come from a specific rune in this formation, likely. There is likely some form of activation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the what it would do is explode in fire.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Reasonable. Yeah.
Would now be a good time to say that whenever I touched it, it glowed. And my forehead glowed.
Probably don't touch it.
Well, I touched one of the buildings. It had the one where I saw the figure go past. I touched that one. Didn't know what was gonna happen, but it got really warm. My forehead glowed, and then it glowed, and there was a little bit of a spark. I could control the spark. It's very odd. Never had that happen before.
Yes.
Do you
I
want
need
me to demonstrate?
Everyone to not be alarmed. This is approximately a bomb.
Oh,
Cool.
so I shouldn't touch it.
This
Yeah, great. That's what I
system
said.
of runes likely runs through the whole town.
So you tell me earlier
This is
whenever
a
I
problem.
touched it, it could have just like exploded the whole town.
Yep.
That is a possibility.
Lovely. Cool.
Mr. DM,
Wait,
Mm-hmm.
is there any... So the rune on Lynette's head is like a simpler version of
It's just the enchantment
this
rune.
rune? Okay. So there's the enchantment rune, and then there's other lines on it that turn it into the fire rune.
It is specifically a combination of the two runes
Okay.
in runic script. So
Got
think
it.
of it as the
Is
same
there-
thing as a formula for this particular spell.
Cool. Is there any simple additions to this formula in runic script that turn it into a different rune?
There isn't a combination that would take out the aspects of enchantment and fire. You could hypothetically alter this rune in some way. It would require an Arcana check to find out how, but altering all of them, you would have to do by hand.
Yeah, yeah. Um, do I get the sense that breaking one link in the chain would disable it, or it just that link in the chain would be broken, and like, to put an example, like if it was electricity, it would just go around that link and to the next one.
It's hard to tell because you have a limited knowledge of runes, and so far what you've read has been catalogs of runes and some of what they do. Runic formulas aren't something that have been intensely covered in anything that you've read yet.
Okay.
It could
Once-
be either one,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or it could be based on the arrangement of the runes.
If I figure out how to take this rune and tweak it to some other rune, could I, since that is just, making lines with a knife and whatever the rune is on, could I then pass that on to my compatriots and they could do it, or is it a complicated process for each rune?
That is possible. It would be looking, you have the map marking down where many of them are. It
Uh-huh.
would take days to get all of them. Mostly because of traveling between them, marking them down. A lot of these are in stone. And have
Uh-huh.
been etched into the stone of this. This has taken a while. Changing them into something, changing them enough to make something different would take a while. And it would take each of you to be as knowledgeable as you are on the runes right now, possibly even more so, to be able to carve them in a way that would help. Because if you don't get them in, there's a lot of processes with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I hate when the evil plan isn't easily dismantleable. Um, Heck, no, yeah. Fucking cool, cool. Um, after telling everyone not to freak out, but there's a citywide bomb. Um, Red looks at the rune a little more. Um, then he turns back and doing this magic would be costly both in effort and time, and is not guaranteed. It does not seem something that can be done with how pressing time seems to be for us recently. Given that it is likely this cult is at least partially in those mines, which are but an hour and a half away. trying to safeguard this town does not seem reasonable. It may be our best course of action to... There is a turn of phrase in novels. Take the fight to them.
How plausible is it to evacuate the town?
That is also plausible. However, the operatives that inscribed these runes are likely, possibly, members
Mhm.
of the town.
Yep. You make a good point, Red. I didn't think about that.
It would be hard to know who to trust.
Very much so. I agree.
Do you think there's any way that we could possibly talk with who's orchestrating the festival? Do we know?
Do we know?
No. Well, the mayor has been talking about it. It will still be held. The festival will still happen, but you don't know specifically who's in charge of said festival.
Okay. If we find out who is in charge, could we possibly tell them that we highly, strongly suggest relocating the festival for like a day or two?
Yeah, how many
Is
days till the festival?
What?
When is the festival?
The festival is happening in the next couple days. It begins, I believe, tomorrow.
Oh, lovely.
Is there a big culminating finale event of the festival?
Yes, there is.
Oh, of course there is.
Is it the fishing contest?
It is.
Oh, over
God,
the lake. Oh my god. They're all gonna die.
Guys, not the
Dang.
fucking fishing contest.
Guys, the fishing
Estrel.
contest might.
Yes.
Make me another history check.
Oh,
Guys,
lovely.
Mhm.
we're
Right up.
fishing champion Garth and Morris. We need to protect him.
This fishing contest
Do I
might have
have
a
the
surprise
advantage at all,
firework
or am I
event
just
at the
rolling?
end, you know?
Hmm?
Oh, nice.
Another 16. Damn.
I don't know what to say. What do I have history on now?
Well, you feel something nagging at your mind when they begin talking about the town and this formula and the pattern and the lake. And you feel like you almost have it, but you don't.
Why?
Guys, I know the equation. I don't know the answer though.
Why
like
are
none of
they
us.
Something's
terrorizing Lakulai is a small goal for something this planned. It doesn't make sense.
They did the somebody showed us this
Well,
and
they've
they did
been-
say that they're go ahead.
Sorry, my brain went.
No, you're fine.
You finish your sentence.
No, go ahead.
Okay, my bad. My
No,
brain
no,
went.
you're
Say it
fine.
now.
Yeah, go.
What is it? I mean, there's all the, what are those called? The ruins, all the, basically the things that they hypothetically kidnapped her for in the first place. So, hypothetically, that's why they're terrorizing this place.
But what
'Cause
does
there's
blowing the
valuable-
town up get them?
Access to them. Nobody knows where they are. Maybe that's why they're in the mines. They're hunting for them.
If they clear where they think it is, it's easier to search than, dig. The person that we followed down here and showed us this, did say that there might be more further down, but down there gets old, is what they said. And I did not feel comfortable following a stranger into the sewers further.
What time of day is it, Mr. DM?
It's probably getting towards evening.
Okay. I cannot guarantee it will reveal new information, but it may be worth venturing.
I may at
Mm.
least just taking a peek. If you guys would like to.
Yes.
Hmm.
You guys are gonna head towards that section?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You make your way deeper into the sewers, leading your way around similarly to where you had come, where he had gestured off as to the deeper portion.
I'm gonna shift light to the palm of my hand so I can
It's funny you mentioned that.
make
As you
it not
begin making your way over
as we
there,
start running, as we start walking. I'm gonna
you
shift
begin
the
hearing the sounds of something splashing in the sort of murky
Oh,
sewer
lovely.
water coming from one of the other sides of the path.
It's a
Not towards
monster!
you, just another linking path in this large. You reach essentially this really wide circular room, or you're about to, where he had gestured off, with different entrances from many different tunnels. It seems like the outlet where all of the excess runoff goes to. And as you reach there, you begin hearing sounds from several of the tunnels. Just what would be probably something moving in those tunnels.
what like like a fish slapping across the top of the water, like human footsteps,
Probably
like
footsteps,
little rat.
considering that it sounds similar to when any of you have stepped in the water.
Gonna put the hold hand sign up, the like the raised fist.
Lock in, Kay.
Gonna
Sorry.
close the
They're genuine questions.
What are
close
you
the light
giggling
off.
about now?
They're making
Look at the
Teenage
chat.
Mutant Ninja Turtle jokes in the chat.
No,
Oh,
we're
god
not.
damn it.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Shut up, losers.
No, that's not very nice.
That was the point.
That's okay.
Anyway, what were you asking?
I've turned my light off, quote unquote, covering with my hand.
Yes.
Turn around to the Lynette has dark vision? I'm gonna
Yes,
turn,
Lynette,
I'm
and
gonna
I
turn
think
around
Emin,
to the last place
but
I
Emin's
saw
not here.
Lynette, hoping that they can see me, even though I'm blind right now. And I'm going to kind of gesture to my eyes, gesture to their eyes, gesture to the tunnel that the noise was coming from. I don't say anything, I don't make any noise. That's what I got.
I'd like to look over to where the noise is and try to see, is there anything there?
As you look
Can I
out,
see anything?
you do hear the splashing as well. With
Mm.
your passive, I know it's high enough. As you see emerging from some of the tunnels, a hooded, robed figure shamble in out of that tunnel into the circular tunnel, followed by a second, followed
Okay.
by a third, and then from one of the side tunnels, another, and another one, and
We're
another one.
cooked.
From one of the
one.
other sides, another one,
Another one.
and a third, and a second one from that tunnel. From one of the other sides, 3 more exit into this room.
How many hoes are there?
And then you
Man.
hear a little ways behind you the sound of wet footsteps. And
We'll
as
whip
you're looking
around.
at them, Lynette,
Mhm.
you notice that most of these figures seemed hunched, hooded, robed, and are just almost mindlessly walking, wandering almost.
I I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Just like really quickly. Turn on dead. And just turn on dead real quick.
Keep in mind, holding up Turn Undead does announce a holy word and have a large area effect that is incredibly visible.
Do they move in a way that I think that they're like zombified or like
It's hard to
are
tell. They
undead?
are shambling similarly, but not in an not like their bodies aren't moving in a surefire way that they are. It could just be like lethargy in an extreme regard.
Okay. And they are at this point like surrounding us, or do we still
They're
have
not
like
surrounding
a?
you. You're in one of the tunnels. And they are not looking at all towards you. In
Oh,
fact,
so they don't notice us.
They don't seem to. They actually begin all converging into one sort of large line. Though as you're standing in this tunnel, from behind you, you had heard footsteps coming as well.
I'd like to turn and look at where the footsteps are coming from, please. While
You
they
see several
go in a
more
line.
down the tunnel, shambling into this tunnel.
I'm gonna kind of pull
They seem to
like
be headed
all of
towards
us.
the circular room as well.
Like, so they're heading towards us then.
They're heading towards you. They've already cut off any of the ways that you could get out of the tunnel, unless you emerged from it.
Okay.
They just seem to be shambling in that direction.
How wide is this tunnel?
Fairly wide. It's
Okay.
got the general like water excess and physical footstep path.
Okay.
They're just walking straight in the like mud and shit.
Oh, lovely. So they're walking. Are they walking like down the middle of like the water?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to very gently, whoever is closest to me, kind of like link arms, sort of, and like take a couple steps so that they can pass us and not bump into us, and try to kind of get the hint to everybody to kind of move out of the way.
Not everybody can see.
Well, that's why I said link arms.
Yep. Who's next to you? Baz, you can see in the dark, right?
I believe I should be able to.
I think you can. I think you, Lynette, and Emin can.
Dark vision 60 feet, yes.
Yes, okay. You would see Lynette grab onto, I'm going to say, Astrail and probably Charlie and push you guys back against the wall. As well as also seeing these figures coming.
Gotcha.
I assume you'll do the same for the rest?
Sorry. Figures coming at me.
Yeah,
Back
the
up against the
figures
wall.
shambling down the middle of this tunnel in like sort of the excess, like the path that the sewage travels through, while you guys are on sort of the footpath. Astrail's moving one part of the group off to the wall.
Yeah, I'm gonna move. Anyone else is with me to the against the other
Probably
against the wall as well.
Emin and Redacted. I'm not sure if Emin has dark
I'm gonna hit
vision
him
or
with
not,
a.
so-
Oh, hold on,
I'm
hold
pretty sure
on.
Emin does. Tieflings do.
I think so, but
Yeah.
variant feral with wings. I'm not
Ooh.
sure if it does.
One
Pretty
second,
sure
back
they
up,
just
back up,
add
back
a
up.
bunch of shit.
Are you speaking?
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna whisper it. I'm gonna go. Oh.
Alright. You all get out of the path. They continue shambling towards you. Then they are next to you, in between your group. And then they are past you, as they seem to not even notice that any of you are there. Shambling into the same line, following after this group of hooded, robed figures as they wander into the tunnel that heads down lower. And there is where we're going to leave off session for this week.
Also, I googled it. They do have dark vision.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's this
Yay! I was there for like a total of 20 minutes.
week. You were there for like an hour.
Oh, never mind. I was there for like an hour.
Woo!
You were there for less.
Let's go. Woo! Everybody was here today. If not at all at the same time, but close enough.
There was like a nice crossover of like 10 minutes.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
The Venn diagram's looking a little scary, but like it's okay.
But we did it. We got full session. Let's go, guys.
Yippee! I love the color
Yay.
green.
Hi, chat. We're back. We can say hi to you now more
Hi.
properly. Hello.
Oh,
Oh.
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 Well, yes.
That was fun.
Yay, random
Yeah.
figures. Creepy shadow people.
And more developments in this story of ours that you guys will have lots to uncover in the next sessions.
Mhm.
Also, I gotta say, it doesn't matter at this point because you guys did go to one of the more important places. I love that Redacted has like the map with like the listed places where Astro was like, "Oh man, there's something I gotta figure out," and came straight here. It works
Oh.
either way. It's just it's funny to me because it's like we have the map and the runes. Let's check out the runes. Oh shit, the runes mean a thing. We gotta go deal with that. Doesn't look at the map.
The whenever I touched the thing, you made me roll something. Was that to see if
Mhm.
I blew everything up?
I'm not gonna answer that.
Okay, great.
Man.
Cool. Are we so like what we're in a this is for like next week, but like
Mhm.
we're in a sewer, right? So we're on like the equivalent of like the sewer sidewalk, and then like
Yes.
they're in the channel.
Yes, they came through the channel, walked past you guys without noticing that you were there. Giving a little bit more detail just for you guys before we get out of here. They sort of like were hunched and shambling in a way as if they just were completely blank and unaware of any of their surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were on autopilot to a specific destination.
And importantly, they're in water, and we are not in that water.
Yep.
Okay, a guy with lightning damage is just curious.
To be fair, I don't know how much a good a conductor of electricity shit water is.
Oh well. I mean, it's water.
Google search.
Water isn't always a good conductor. Sometimes.
Right.
It's weird.
has-
I was
It
told
has
that
to be like ionized, right?
It has to be ionized or distilled, I think.
I think distilled is right.
I think it has to be distilled water for it to be a like true pure conductor of electricity. That being said, a lot of the reason
It'll
why people
conduct
think
active electricity.
it will conduct active electricity. That's one of the reasons why people don't say like get in a pool when there's a lightning storm, because even if it can't
LOL.
conduct electricity very well, lightning is a lot of electricity.
It's also why when there's it was really bad when all of the hurricanes were happening and people were like memeing around outside with downed power lines in
Yeah.
the floods.
Oh,
Yikes.
who would do that?
Yeah, who would do
you
that?
you need essentially continued
do that
electric
in a
flows.
hurricane
I mean, as long as
to,
the power lines
properly
aren't down, you're
ionize
good.
water.
Go crazy. I
I think
guess.
you're actually in a worse position if there's salt water. I think salt water is a better conductor than fresh water. I think.
Fuck if I know.
I
Let me
vaguely
Google
remember
it.
things from my
Is
old chemistry
salt
class.
water a better conductor than fresh water? Yes.
Thought so. I think it is because it's more ionized.
It contains a lot of ions.
Yep.
Yay!
Hey, I remember chemistry, guys.
I
things
don't.
that stood out to
Actually-
me.
I had no nothing.
Oh, fun
Actually,
fact.
I did used to know the chemical formula for cocaine.
Y'all want to know? That's interesting.
We were taught
y'all
it.
want to know a fun fact about lightning?
Yeah.
There is a very small amount of antimatter created when lightning strikes.
Oh.
Y'all want another fun fact about lightning? It looks really cool when it strikes at a volcano because
That is true.
sometimes when a volcano erupts, there's lightning, and it's really silly.
Oh, that's really cool.
And
Yeah.
there's, I think, one volcano in particular, in northern South America. I think it might be Colombia, but I don't know. But there's a volcano, and like it just, I think it's a volcano, and it like every month or so there's like 3 lightning strikes at it just cuz. Just because.
Yeah, it
And they don't
happens.
really know why, and they're just like, it's okay. Just don't go over there.
Just don't look
Just
at
don't-
it too hard. It'll be fine.
Let me Google it. It was pretty cool. The pictures were cool. Oh, that's just horrifying looking.
I would
Y'all
love
want
to
a cool
see.
picture?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
I love cool
This one was
natural
it. This
disaster
one
photos.
isn't the one I was talking about, but this one's in Chile.
Oh, that's
Oh my
so
gosh.
cool.
That's so cool.
Oh, holy shit, that's awesome.
Dude,
This
nature's
one,
terrifying. It
I
kind of looks
think
like a
it's
heart.
I think this one's the exact same volcano, but at a different time.
That's so cool
It looks
and
like a
When
terrifying.
it
human heart.
sends, it'll do it. There
It
it
does
is.
kind of look like a human heart.
Whoa.
So
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
it's
Lightning terrifies me.
horrifying.
Also, low key, that second eruption is kind of what it looked like for the camp exploding.
Oh, lovely.
Oh,
Rip those people.
Oh no, it was in Venezuela. My bad. But anyway, in Venezuela, it's a world famous lightning storm that's kind of almost always happening right over a lake and it's right where a river meets the lake and it just goes at all times. And it's a
Oh, I
little
think I've
silly.
heard about that place.
Catatumbo. Anyway,
Yes.
fun. That's just a random stupid fun fact, but it's kind of cool because it's just like wee.
Oh, I love lightning facts. It's one of the reasons why it's one of my primary elements I go towards in games.
Dude,
Apparently,
oh
out
my
of nowhere, the lightning stopped because of a drought, and then out of nowhere, it just came back again.
That tracks.
This
God.
one.
Sounds
I'm
like
back.
something's going on.
I'm here, girl.
Guys, maybe that's where the tombs are.
In Venezuela.
That's
Oh,
where it is, guys.
my
We
bad.
could go become Thor.
You
Gulp.
know, if this
It's
campaign
where
taught me
Mjolnir
anything,
is.
that entire town around that is bombed. So, you know,
Airstrikes. Bomb them. Keep bombing them. Oh, I just burped.
okay.
You never heard that meme before?
I think I have.
Well, now I gotta go find it to send it
Possible.
to you.
I liked session today.
I
This was
liked
fun.
session today. I was there for
enjoyed
15
session.
minutes.
It scares me what we're gonna.
I gotta head out, bro. I'm tired as hell.
Real?
Good night.
So I'll see y'all later.
yeah, I like session today. It made me terrified, and
Yeah.
we learned a lot, and none of it was good.
That is true.
But as a like,
Maybe-
player playing D&D, shit was lit.
Should we raid out to somebody? Because I know we're about to start up another stream right after this for games for pre-birthday
on-
stream celebration.
Oh, like on your thing?
Yeah, I think I might keep
Good.
it on here, but I might switch it.
I was
Oh.
gonna say we could
Well, then-
always just
I was
read
gonna say
out to
then-
your Twitch.
Straight to yourself.
Okay, here's the
Yeah,
thing.
raid out to
I
yourself.
can't raid out to myself without logging out and shutting down the stream.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there a way that
Sign
Femur
in
could
on different.
log in? No,
I
because then it
think
would
that's a
in the
bit
stream,
too
huh?
big of a process.
Yeah. Never
At
mind.
that point, you just keep it on this account and just change
Yeah.
the thing.
That's
Yeah,
kind of what I was
just change.
thinking, was like either ending stream and going with that, or just keeping going. But we could also
We could just
raid
be
out
like
our D&D stream and then start up like birthday game time stream.
I mean, if you want, you could do that. Yeah.
Should I do it on here, do you think? Because it could help grow channel if we did.
I don't care, girl. I don't work here.
Technically you do.
I don't.
I don't work
I
here.
can do it on here. Yeah.
Technically all of you do.
Yeah,
Technically all of us
Nah.
are interns right now. Including
Well,
me.
that doesn't. Well, technically, we're not being
Unpaid
paid.
intern.
Yeah, unpaid interns.
Unpaid interns.
We're all unpaid interns, including me. I'm
Yay!
actually
We're-
paying.
Wow.
I love Bo Burnham. I've been watching Inside like crazy lately again, and
That's so
that's
real.
the only thing that came to
Real.
mind.
That's so real.
Who's
Happens
unpaid
to the best
intern.
of us.
I
what do we
love
think?
him. He's great. I don't know. I don't.
Oh, we should
no
also,
thanks.
no matter what, say goodbye to YouTube side.
That's a
Um,
good
Oh,
point.
yes.
Bye,
we
YouTube.
Bye, YouTube
haven't
side.
officially
Bye.
ended. But goodbye, YouTube side. Goodbye.
Be
Goodbye.
green.
Goodbye.
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 Bye. Bye-bye.
I wanna
Goodbye
pass
now.
out at my
Okay,
desk.
There we go.
goodbye.